Ah, the murder mystery of Project Eden's Garden. Load game? Yep. Yes, please. Continue. Stream time, let's go! Hi, Zero! Okay, so now we are investigating the back end of this. What is this? Oh, there's the camera again. I gotta remember everyone's voices again. It's another surveillance camera. Is the guy on the speaker watching us through this? Just the thought made my stomach turn. Toilet paper. I guess we're just supposed to talk to these people. Wait, there's a mattress? No, that's a shower thing. Winona? That security camera. It's brand new. Now that you mention it, it does look out of place. You think it would have gathered dust like the other items in here. Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech.
Sheesh.
Typical school, spending more on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the academy's doing. Hey, Amy. Nothing much. What about you?
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on the shelf. They're all full, with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach.
Huh?
Bleach? Huh. There was a bucket in this closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
Cold, very cold. I'm right there with you. I got blankets. I got blankets for days. My little feetsies are very cold. That's probably not just a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. I can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it.
Golly!
These shelves are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s.
Eh?
You recognize them? 'Cause I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Old chemicals do the job better, since there were fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the fuzz. Yeah, I'm sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies. All right, everyone, that's time. Look at you all. You investigated the crime scene so well. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Class trial? What the hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation.
Let's see.
If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. So many people.
Come off the grass.
Oi, what the hell is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, we're going to court. What? Court?
What?
He's going to put us on trial?
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else could this stuff be for?
Well put.
Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyways. Are you a fan of the Persona series? I am a fan of the Persona series. I wish I could point the camera up. I have like all of the Persona 5, what are they called? I can't remember the name of the figures anymore. It's been a while since I've collected, because they're kind of expensive. But I got the little chibi figurines up there. I love them. The only one I haven't played yet is Persona 3. I still need to play that one.
Wait a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably, yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere. Bro, there was a door in the tree.
Just follow me.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's gotta be a nuisance to deal with. This game is giving me that vibe.
Okay.
Oh. We might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. I'm surprised you didn't think that this more had a Danganronpa feel to it. Have you played the Danganronpa games, Amy? Because I highly suggest playing them if you haven't. Okay. Ah! My headphones are stuck on the chair. Okay, there we go. So, I need to go out the door. This door. Whee! Sprinting. There are slight long loading times, but that's okay. The fact that this is a fan game is crazy to me. It's so good. What are you doing out here?
How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried at all?
It's simple.
No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high-stakes murder. It's just a dummy. That's it.
Yes, quite. I completely concur.
She's obviously faking it. Not even looking at her face, I can tell she's sweating bullets. Why, though? Why is she sweating bullets? Does she already know, like, what kind of game we're in? She's sus. Dude, if she's gonna be the first one dead, that's gonna be so sad. Oh yeah, there's doors in here too. When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people were already bickering.
Check it out.
A big tree? Eden's Garden Academy? Overused religious symbolism is tight. I really hope we get let out after this.
Oi, you.
Can you confirm, liar chick? Huh? Are you asking her?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing
And
you
that makes her
right?
one of the bad guys? Who would want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? I bet she's the one who brought that gas bomb onto the train.
Really?
And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever?
If no one else is gonna say it.
If all you needed was a mask to protect you, then... Hey, don't look at me! I literally passed out! This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No, the liar chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that dead body was a dummy, then she poked it in the face? That's not normal.
Deal with it.
I told you, it was my intuition.
Ugh.
Intuition, my ass.
Hold your horses.
Not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder.
Any clue?
Where's this elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's meant to be an elevator around here. But all I see is the tree of ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we're being played for fools. It's gonna be in the statue, isn't it? Is there like a button in the eye? At the base of the tree was a marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. There were cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing be?
What you doing?
You noticed the statue too, don't ya? Huh? Yeah.
You alright?
What's up with the statue?
There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what.
Look,
The mask is broken. There's a piece missing.
But
Is that weird? That statue is probably like super old. It makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff.
I'm talking.
No, this definitely seems intentional.
Way.
Like, it's crappy on purpose? Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know.
Val.
Maybe if we find the piece and place it back on the statue, something will happen. Like a puzzle-solving game. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
Sounds easy.
You say we gotta look around for another part of the mask? Hold on to your butts, cause I got the eyes of a predator. Oh my god, no.
Whatever.
It isn't a cup. Ugh, never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself, while others scoured around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her
Oi!
hand. Oi, everyone, I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
nice.
How'd it get on auto? Whoa, hey. Oh, spacebar does auto. What the hell? Hi, NSM.
What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back in the mask?
Leave it to me.
Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Soybean.
Back off, Hercules. You ain't the one who found it. Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask. And then, nothing happened.
Fail.
That was anticlimactic. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly!
Oh, golly.
Oh, shit!
I like his slide way better. Oh, shit. Are we about to die? How did none of you realize there was a door there? Come on. Nobody is an ultimate detective.
Yo!
I was right.
Whoa!
That actually worked. A fucking secret passageway in a tree. Never thought I'd see that. The Tree of Knowledge. A symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding. Exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom.
Game over, man! Game over!
That's an Alien reference! Oh god, now he's spitting random philosophy. We're so fucked! INSM, thanks for the quack. Will this take us to the elevator?
What about...
There's stairs at the foot of the opening.
Question mark? Yep.
What are we waiting for? Let's explore.
If I may ask.
Why the sudden rush?
Duh.
I want to get home, duh.
Elementary, my dear.
If we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simple math.
Sure.
But fair enough. So we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approached the opening of the tree and descended into the darkness. I have to remember everybody's names. Okay, which one was Cassidy? It's Green. That's the gamer girl. That's who I always forget. This is an elevator. I'm still trying to learn everyone's names. I'm sorry. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. I see. The elevator is underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were, after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's game? Yeah, here's the thing about me is I have a really hard time with names unless I like meet people multiple times in a row. It's really sad. A fake crime scene, an investigation, a creepy statue, an elevator in a tree. None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden Gardens Academy. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors opened. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However,
And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course.
back off.
Not the zapping shit again. Just face it, Miss Madison. We have to go along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Hey! That's a really cool art. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape, a way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. Would you like to save your game? Yes, I would love to. Arigato. Boop. Hmm? Ah. Court preparation. Prologue. Vows created by stitches and needles. You trinket? Truth bullets. We have the tablet, we have a bloody knife, we have an assault rifle, we have a bucket, and we have victims' hands. Understood, understood. Change difficulty. That's an interesting one. Logic and action. I'm so curious what that means. Let's do it. Class trial in session. God, this is so cool.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
Oh, good. Now it's all fully voice acted. Whew.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Ah! Somebody get me out of here!
Oh, shit, she dead.
What happened to her? Oh, shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead bigger, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Sorry, I'm drinking my water out of my new cup. My mom gave it to me. It's huge. Holy shit. The people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing?
Sorry. I would ask for the same thing, I won't lie.
I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Yeah, who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And I don't have to.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching! During non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine which statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you have been armed with the truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your reticle and right-click to fire. Right-click. Ooh. You want to aim for words highlighted in gold. These are the weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered, and use the correct truth bullet to destroy the relevant weak spot. If things are flying by too fast, use the spacebar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow down time. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. There's an automatic game over. Not that someone of your caliber would ever fail. Anyway, press the F3 key to revisit the controls whenever you wish. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. Non-stop debate! Assault rifle? Oh, okay,
The
that's my
mystery
bullet.
was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true? Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And And what could have spilt that blood besides that big scary gun?
What?
Oh,
That's right.
there was a gun.
You hear that, Lion Man? She agrees.
The loudest voices in the room aren't always the smartest. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never difficult to shoot down.
The mystery
Okay.
was never about who killed Kara.
I know who it is.
But how she died.
Is that true?
Gun.
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood besides...
It's a big, scary gun.
No, that's wrong.
Big scary gun. I love
Cassidy,
that.
can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
All right, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If a gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
I have a feeling she's like a really good gamer, but not for puzzle games. The actual murder weapon? That's obvious. The art in this game is so good. It's the door! It was a knife.
I got it.
He's a little antenna.
The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Lysocam's razor gotta ruin everything.
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
Okay, Ingrid.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Non-stop debate. Assault rifle and tablet.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
It's easy to assume the killer was the one holding the gun, but considering the details of the victim's death, I'm inclined to think otherwise.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
Why are those ones in blue?
I bet that gun didn't even work.
But it did.
Oh, you agree? Oh, thanks, sweetheart.
Wait, the evidence Damon presented doesn't support that.
Ugh, I need to think this over. Wait, what?
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Did it say something
Yet
about the
they
blue?
opted for the knife.
Focus, speed up, cycle bullet, change bullet, fire bullet, show truth bullet menu. Ugh, get out of there. Okay. I guess
Odd
the blue
choice.
ones aren't really the weak.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the
Sorry.
killer.
Oh.
No, that's wrong!
Break!
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
Is this lawyer gonna actually be like my nemesis in the courtroom?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct?
Because remember, like, we're like opposite sides of the podiums right now. They're gonna make out.
If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
The fuck?
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Specifically, evidence that shows the victim attempted to fight back. That would be her hands.
This is it. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor? Or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Why are you so fucking...
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in
blood? Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Bro, his voice is so deep. Tickles my eardrums, man.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was?
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on. That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just...
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. All right. Talk about agree points. Oh, okay, so this is what I accidentally agreed to. Got it. During the last nonstop debate, you would have noticed that some phrases were blue. Bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Those phrases are called agree points. They are the counterpart to weak spots. As the name would suggest, if an agree point aligns with the evidence you gathered, you can use the truth bullet to prove it correct. Simply aim your reticle at it, as you would with a weak spot, and shoot. In your pursuit of the truth, you must be prepared to corroborate your classmates' testimonies. When it would be wise to do so is for you to figure out. Good luck. Shit, this is actually kind of tough. I'm really bad at debating. Book, tablet, victim's hands. Okay.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Why did the victim not shoot her attacker? Everyone's got a theory, but who has the actual answer?
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head, on her eyes and scalp. Sorry.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them.
That's exactly it.
I got it.
I played Phoenix right.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Oh my god, don't tell me it's something as dumb as he put a bucket of bleach above a door with the ladder. And when she opened the door, it poured on her head and blinded her. Oh my god, it's that. It's so that.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
He's so cute.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in, the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than—
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
No, she's awake.
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from the subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright, let's put out this fire. I get dizzy watching this fight. It's gonna be the bucket. I know it's the bucket.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
Nope.
What about a container?
Nope.
There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
Man, that was a fast one. To inflict those chemical burns, the killer had to use something. What?
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about
I got it.
What's a speed up button? I don't remember that one.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
a broken clock is right twice a day?
What?
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
It's a good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
It sounds like his character has a little bit of a lisp, and I kind of like it.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Bruh, I'm already like 20,000 steps ahead of everyone. Above? Yes, that's right. Above!
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Thanks, Kai.
Unless you take into account the size difference.
Eh?
The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The killer wanted two things. For the bucket to be above the victim and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket. But on what? The door, silly! The door!
I got it.
This is like a simple little trap.
I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Yup.
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high?
A fucking ladder.
Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
I guess I was the only one who really, investigated the scene. To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Is there anything at the crime scene they could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, it'll add further credibility to my theory. A ladder? Oh, shit. Yes.
This is it.
That's lost technology of the ancient
There
civilizations.
was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point. Occam's razor.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't
I don't know
care
what
much for
Occam's razor
subtlety.
is.
No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knickknack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you, apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
I can't tell what accent Grace has. There's a slight one, but I can't tell which one it is.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, But her questions have really helped our discussion.
Because it sometimes sounds Australian and then sometimes it sounds Southern. I'm like, maybe she's just angry.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I have to agree. They must have been hiding somewhere, waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I'd assume. Where was the killer hiding? Probably in the back of the janitor closet.
I got it.
I mean, there was nothing else back there, but we were allowed to look back
there.
there.
The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
Hiding in the closet, not in 2025. Get out here, killer.
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
She had a gun, dude.
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder.
Sorry, I thought I heard my cat chewing on plants.
Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
How about just killing a person? Why is it specifically a woman? And how do you know this is a man?
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse.
You okay, Wolfgang?
28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Wait, who's Kara?
Did he know her?
It was the victim's name! Oh. Didn't anyone read the tablet?
He's very upset how people did not take this seriously.
I agree with you, dude, but you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We've figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
Wait, she's British? Bruh, maybe she just pulls it out whenever she wants. So here's the thing. The knife is so small, you know, you're not gonna reach the heart, so might as well just give a lot of it, you know?
No. We're not finished here.
I like you, Wolfgang.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Lovers!
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? The spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense. No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud, you seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Ooh, he's getting hot now. Steamy! He was so quiet before, and now he's getting spicy. Ah, things are getting emotional. While you've only been using logical arguments to further the trial so far, now might be a good time to change your approach. Introducing the Pathos Mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E or left trigger. Left, I don't know what, I guess E. The pathos statement will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. Find a weak spot that is directly contradicted by the pathos statement and fire. If successful, you will make a powerful emotional argument to counteract your opponents. Stay on the lookout for pathos statements. While you'll always be able to advance the trial using pure logic, emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. Not stop damage. Bloody knife, tablet, assault rifle. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna look for some pathos.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust
I'm holding E, I'm holding E, I'm holding E.
If
There we
you
go.
have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
I gotta say that streamer of yours gave me good luck. I won in a giveaway. You got good luck, Ninizem. That's awesome. Was this murder justified? Or was it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene.
Dang.
What's wrong with that? Is there a second crime scene?
Okay. Oh, I need to think this over. Wait, what's the...
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint.
No, not that. Is it this? Speed up a ship.
There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect
me to stay calm? This was the sadistic
killing of one of humanity's.
I don't see how that relates to his point.
Uh-oh, I might be dumb. I made a mistake.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint.
It's about
there is
the other
no
dead
way
body.
to justify this.
Not the other dead body. Why she got stabbed.
Chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest. We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions
about the killer's morals.
It's really funny when you speed it up.
This could have been self-defense.
You bitch.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
I lost my bullet.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
Where'd my... what the hell? I pushed E on it. Why did it not work? Is this murder justified, truly unforgivable?
To kill Kara.
I want that bullet back. Give me that bullet.
There is no way to justify this. Take a chill pill, man. You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest. We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's
morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the
damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind. This killer,
dead
or alive,
deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
I just
So
realized
says
the
the
trust you is
ultimate liar.
yellow. I've been focused so hard on the empathy part, I forgot about that. Okay. Maybe that has to,
To
get
kill
shot
Kara
there.
so...
Because the lawyer's
there is no way
intuition...
to justify this. Take a chill pill, man. You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest. We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense. You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind. This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought
So much justice!
But how can we do that? There's no...
No, that's
wrong!
This whole time I didn't realize that was yellow.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah! Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy!
Hey! If it means going home, then
so true,
you guys
Nori.
convinced me.
Because he's just a debate.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Thank you all for your support.
Aww.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're Disembodied Voice! We figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Practice?
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together. Let's dig into it.
It's time to bring this trial to an end. It's time for the closing argument. During closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Since the class has a relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comic are already complete. But it seems your peers have glossed over the smaller details, judging by those gaps in their story. To fill these gaps, you have been provided a collection of stock panels. Use the WASD keys to navigate your stock. Hover your mouse over the relative gap and press the left key to insert the panel. Don't forget the Q and E keys. Those are how you flip between pages. By the way, gaps will reveal a hint if you hover over them. If you ever need to revisit this information, the control panel is only one F3 key away. Now, stand up straight and fix that tie. We've got a case to close. Oh shit, they timed me? In the janitor's closet, huh? Where did the killer hide? In the janitor's closet. Okay. Oh my god, my mouse reticle's crazy! What was the victim carrying? I don't have that yet. How did the killer reach the door frame? Going up the stepladder. Okay. What did the killer pour into the bucket? We just have opening the door, so. How was the trap triggered? Opening the door. Okay. Do I get more? Clawing at the killer's neck. Oh shit. What did the victim do when they were stabbed? What was the victim carrying? Assault rifle. And this is bleach. Oops.
This is how it happened.
I did it.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
I just keep thinking they're naked.
They needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. the killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the doorframe. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
Goodbye, naked person.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival.
Dude, it could have easily been anyone else, just saying. Oh.
The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch!
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? All right, I'll let you leave this room. But
who's Horace?
Before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second?
Yes?
This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face?
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Fog. Eh? 10 out of 10 would smash. Hey!
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled!
Won't lie, much better upgrade than Monokuma, because Monokuma's a bear. This person, I think he could be smashable.
What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land, serve it, or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
I love you.
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Monokuma had character. Monokuma does have character. This guy has character too. Very posh, very nonchalant, but you can bang this though. This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that.
Is he kind of like the grayness of his neck and stuff kind of reminds me of the gray people in the comic book.
Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
I want to make that mask.